Hello guys, today I'm gonna talk about dictionaries. Yeah, it's one of the 4 built-in data types from the Python here, and the rest of them are the sets, lists, and tuple. And right now I'm gonna discuss the dictionaries here. So the dictionaries here, let me do an example for you. So if I use a record, is brackets of name, for example, name is Tom, age is 17, sex is male, okay, and the birth of date is just for example, yeah, 1999, 1 month, January 12 here. Okay, so here's the structure of the dictionaries. Yeah, you can see if you have learned the JavaScript. I don't know if you are familiar with the JavaScript and other programming language. It's the same and almost the same structure. In JavaScript, it's called the objects. Object. Okay. Yeah. It's called the object. But in Python here, in Python here is called a dictionary, DICT. So if you try to print the type, type of record, you see that this DICT dictionary, yeah, is a short form here. So here's the basic structure of the dictionary. You need to just use the brackets here. No semicolon, but you need to separate the each properties by the comma here. So the last properties, you don't need to use the comma. Yeah, because here's the last item. Here's the last items. Here's called the keys, keys, key, and here's called the value. And the whole thing here, the bunch of here is called items here. Okay. So that if you want to print specific values, just for example, if I want to print a record of the name, it prints out the Tom here. If you print this age, it prints the 17 here. Okay, so and the next one here, you could use the just for example, x is record dot get age and print the x. It prints the same outcome, but what's the difference between them? If you print, just for example, right, error, because there's no key called the friend. But if you type the friend here, it prints nothing. So even though there's no any keys called the friend, it promised that the get method promised that it won't give the error message. So here's the advantage of using the get method here. And the get method here, the get method is only available with the dictionaries here. You can't use the set list or the tuples by using the get method to access something, some items, some elements. Yeah, because each billion data types, they have the different name of the method. Yeah. So if you you just need to memorize all of them as many as possible. Yeah. So it's not really good things. And you could just print, if you want to print the record of the keys, KY, S. So it prints all the keys, name, age, sex, and BOD. Yeah, he means the birth of day, a day of birth, sorry. DOB, DOB, yeah, DOB. So DOB, date of birth. Okay. So if you want to print the record of the what? Value, yeah, values. It prints Tom 17, male, 1968. 1968. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It is the string, not the number. Yeah. So it's 1999, January 12th. Yeah. So here's the values and here's the keys. If you want to print all of them, how do you do that? So just here's the first method. You could just print the record. Yeah. So here's the whole bunch of things from the record here. Or the second one, prints record dot items. But the outcome, the outcome is the structure of the outcome is a little different than the previous one, but they are representing the same meaning. Okay, so here's the keys, values, and the items. So you need to memorize them because in later of this lesson, you will learn a lot of properties that includes the keys, values, and items. You need to distinguish which one you need to specify here. So, okay. Okay, the next you could change. You could change the variable. I don't know. You could change the item, change the values. And you can change you can change the values. I mean, change the values. How do you change? So just for example, if here is section record, here's record of if I want to change the age to be 27, just for example 27. So and prints the record of the age. Yeah, it goes out 27 instead of the 17. Okay, so it's possible to change the values here. You just type like this, and it's easy to type, and it's easy to remember here. Okay, and then next one here. Let me see. Yeah, okay. If we want to use the if statement to find that, is it like for example, is it May? Okay, Janice, for example, is it Janice from the record? RECORD dot values. Yeah, I almost forgot. The name. So it shows if it exists. Type yes, just for example, yes, just simply type the yes. Okay, and if it doesn't, print the no. No. Okay. Because Genesis doesn't exist here, only Tom here. So if we want to check if the Tom exists from here, from the record, you print the yes. Because you need to type the values. You must type the values. If you don't type the values, If you don't type the values, by default, it is the record dot keys here. Just if you don't believe me, you could try here. Sex. Yes. You copy up and five keys. Yes. So you could you could use either one of them, but there's no use. You just need to print out more letters here. So by default, it is the record dot keys. EYS. So if you don't type the keys, by default is keys. Yeah. You could if you want to check the items, how do you check the item? So item dot items. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so it's not and isn't here. 27. Hold on. If you use the follow here, follow, just for example, follow in record, you could use the items here. Print the I. So you print the I with the tuple. Yeah. So type of I. Tuple. Although the record is dictionary, if you print the I here, the I will be represented as the tuple. If you use the keys, so it's string. How about the values? String as well. Next, how do you add a new items into the dictionary text here? So for example, if I just if I use the record as an example here, so record brackets. Just for example, if I want to add friends here, so like Peter, for example, here. So we're done. If you check, yeah, just if yes. Okay, so the next is the first method, and the second method here. You could use the update method. For example, record uh, uh, um, like the height. Height is 170 cm. I use the centimeter. Okay, yeah, centimeter. Oh, sorry. So you use the update method. You could use here's the another method. Another way you could add a new item here. So raise. What did I just write? Oh, height. Height is 170. So update. Okay, it has been updated right now. So we try if I print the record. So friends, and height here. Okay, if you here, if I redefine it, okay, I've redefined the record here, and you could use the list. Peter, Michelle, Sally. You could use the list here. It's possible to use the list. So here's the list because the friends you can have more than one friend, so it makes sense here. So you could use the list, tuples, or sets, or the dictionary as well. If you use the dictionary, that's called the next dictionary. So it's a little complicated here, but it's possible to use the next dictionary. I mean, here's the first dictionary, outer dictionary, and you could put a new dictionary. So the new dictionary will be called the next dictionary here. So just for example, here record is this thing. If I use the record dot update new record a new new record, that is a new dictionary, just for example. So name is Janice, and age is 16, and sex is female. Okay, that's all. So you can now look at this new record here. So here is the new record. Here is the next dictionary. Okay. So the next one, how do you delete specific item? So here are several methods. If you want to delete the last item, just like the new record. I missed the RE. Okay. So new record. Okay. Just for example, if I want to delete the second, the last second items here, just use this method here. Delete record brackets single quotes new CORT. Delete. Okay, it's done. If you want to make sure if it's being deleted, you can check here. So the second last item is being removed. Or the second method, you could use the second method just like you could use the pop method. POP new record. So it shows that the new that this item is being popped out. It shows the this item here. Be careful if you are using the lists. List or the sets. The POP method. The pop method is that removes the last only removes the last element. But in here, but dictionary, you could you could indicate you could indicate which item you want to delete by using the same method. So in different types, the same name with the method. The method with the same has they might have different usage here. So if you you could remove sex, age, name, DOB, just for example, DOB, or you could remove the name. So Tom is being removed right now, and if you want to check, there's no key called Tom. There's no value called Tom and the name and the key called name here. Okay, let me redefine it. Yeah. Okay, so right now I have redefined it here. Okay, so if I print here, so okay, so you could delete the whole thing. How do you delete the whole thing? Just delete the record. And if you want to print the record, it does not exist right now because I've deleted the whole variable, the whole parameter. Yeah. Yes. Or you could let me redefine it. Okay. Good. And you could if you don't specify which item you want to delete here, so you could just type pop item. So because here you can see DOB here, this item is located on the last one. So pop item, this one will be removed here. So if you see, there's no DOB right now. Okay. So, or you could use the clear all the thing, clear anything, every item, anything will be clear out. So if you use the clear method and record, so here's the empty dictionary. Okay. So some of you may think that it doesn't equal the sets. So how do you define that? Is it a set or the dictionary? Because the set and the dictionary use the same brace. So here's the empty thing. If you want to try to type, is it what type is it? It shows dictionary. But if you want to use empty sets, how do you define empty set in MPTY? A is sets of this thing. So print, you will use is instance. Does A belongs to the sets? So yeah, so it should be one bracket. Yeah, one bracket. True. This method is called this method is being used to track if this variable belongs to this set. Just it prints out the true and false. If it's a dictionary, just DICT, it prints false because here's sets. If you use the just an empty brace here, empty brace here, so it's dictionary. Okay. But here, what is the difference between the clear method and the delete? They have the same meaning here because everything will be removed here. But here's the only difference, slightly difference, that the record is being maintained here. If you just clean out the items, but you remain the variable record here. It still remains here. But if you delete the record, which means that everything includes the name of the variable they are being removed here. And here you just want to clean out the item. Yeah. So here's the difference between them. Okay. The next one, I've shown you if you use the I in. Hold on. Let me redefine it. Okay. So in record dot items. Hold on. Just a color. If you print out, it shows like this triple. You could use X, comma Y in record dot items. Print X dot Y. X dot Y. So X is the key. X is the key. Y is the value. So it prints like this format here. So here's the difference between these two formats here. Okay, so here's the first part of this video. Thank you for listening.